Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what's my time worth? So you should do that every now and then. You worth $2 an hour, $10 an hour, $30 an hour, $100 an hour, $1,000 an hour. So on the cow dog truck here, when we were out in Colorado, I learned a few things about my truck. Climbing mountains, it would climb them. It would go. Temperature getting the two teens, 212, 214, 216, but all good. But if we pulled over near a mountain pass to get scenic views or look around, especially if we turned the truck off, it would be puking like crazy. Well, when I built this truck several years ago, the Chevrolet square body 87 Chevy overflow tank, I couldn't find them anywhere. Could not find them at all. So I put a 1 liter aluminum tank on the side of the thing here. I think that's good. That's all we need. We got a huge radiator. Shouldn't need any more than that. Well, it was puking because this thing holds like 6 or 7 or 8 gallons of coolant. And my 1 liter of expansion, just the coolant getting warm like normal, would fill my 1 liter thing up and it would overflow. I found this about a month ago, and it actually is, 10 liters? It's huge. I got it installed with the factory holes in the inner fender, all good to go. But when my truck was puking out in Colorado, especially in the town of Fairplay, we stopped in Fairplay to get some food, roadside place, and came back out and there was this nasty orange colored puddle under my truck. Steaming. Fairplay is like at 9,200 feet, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's high. So I flushed the system several times. Actually, I flushed it about a year ago. I thought it should be all clean. And it looked clean when I checked the cap. So I've installed a coolant filter system. Let's see if you can see it. There. It seems all these 6 Ford engines blow EGRs and EGR coolers, and they all have oil in their cooling system. So you buy a kit for a 6.0 Ford Power Stroke, and you got to modify the ends to fit the Chevy. But it's all right. I made it work. So we're back to what's your time worth. I do not care to put my, I'll go back to 1. At $12 to $15 a gallon now, coolant is not exactly cheap. This is just going to get it so I can see it in the radiator. There's more. I don't want to lose $60 worth of coolant because of a small leak, or get stuck on the side of the road somewhere with a broken down truck. So I want to check the cooling system for leaks. Stant makes a really good thing you pump up. Has different adapters for different radiator caps. Snap-on has another really expensive kit. But Motive Products, they have a power brake bleeder. I already got this to do brakes on vehicles. And all they do is, yes, it's a garden sprayer with a pressure gauge and some fancy hose with the super sealed clamps. But that's what makes the difference. They sell a coolant pressure tester. So all we got to do is hook this together. I already undid my brake adapter, obviously. And the way this works is, let me pull the camera over here, it goes looking down the radiator. Yeah. Obviously it's meant to be able to fit smaller radiators because that's too big. It's got this little adapter ring. There's several more O-rings in the kit. All you gotta do is stick it in there. tighten the wheel. And can you see that? No, you can't see that. I'm going to start pumping the handle. I have a 15 psi cap, so I'm going to go to 15 psi on the pressure. So I have no coolant in the system. There might be some in the block still. I did not drain the block. And you can hear air coming out. First time I did this, a month or so ago, it's like, what the heck? I didn't block off my overflow tank. This little hose here, I think this one says Duratec on it. It's just a hose clamp, hose pliers I think they're called. You can get a set of 6 or 8 of them for around $20 on Amazon. They're, see if we start building pressure now. Hey, we're building pressure. Not much, but it is a big system. So I said, what's your time worth? Being stuck on the side of the road, having to fix leaks, losing coolant, all that. Yes, I'm spending 5 or 10 minutes doing this, but that's a whole lot better than being dressed up nice and clean, trying to go somewhere, trying to be somewhere on time, and having a leak. There's 5 psi. It's a big system. There's 9. We get right to 10 because there's no point in going all the way to 15 if we have a leak. All right. Sure you can tell it or not, we are right on the hash mark for 10. I don't hear any leaks, but we want to make sure we have no leaks. Since everything over here was newly installed, I'm going to spray it with soapy leak detection water. It's for AC use. No bubbles. This is awesome. And let me get my stool. We're still at 10. Don't see any bubbles. Every fitting's been sprayed. And we're good. So, chances are, since we're still at 10, no bubbles. Means I got a tight system. And let's see, this video is 9 minutes long. I spent 9 minutes, but I probably saved myself hours with help on the side of the road. And a bunch of money in coolant. So, using a brake bleeder to pressure test your cooling system saves you money.